to our webinar where today we're going to be talking about solving marketing challenges and how you can uncover the power of Admation's top features to help you and your team. So today we're going to be talking about some of the key marketing challenges and how Admation can help you solve them. We're going to be talking about the approval workflow and how getting approvals right without creating delays or taking shortcuts can be solved by Admation and our approval templates and processes. Another challenge that marketing teams face is a lack of visibility over projects. So if you can't see it, you can't manage it. And traditional tools like spreadsheets and emails are just not up to the task of complex project management for marketing teams. So we're going to take a look at how Admation helps managers have visibility over the asset creation process, timelines, keeping a track of where things are up to, and more. Inconsistent briefing is a major challenge for marketing teams, and it's estimated that a third of marketing budgets are wasted on poor briefing. Admation's online briefs result in well-defined requirements, greater consistency of details, and making sure that all the mandatory information is included, and ultimately leads to faster turnaround times and reduced costs. And lastly, we'll take a look at the resource management side of marketing. We know that speed to market equals competitive advantage, and that means making sure that the right resources are available when you need them to be. So we'll show you how Admation gives managers the ability to see schedules, project status, team member capacity and availability, and get work scheduled in quickly and easily. So my name is Margaret Foley and I'm the Chief Customer Officer here at Simple Marketing Solutions, and I'm joined for this session by Wayne Bartlett, our Consulting Manager. Simple Admation is the leading solution for marketing project management, collaboration and approvals. And we've been developed specifically for marketing teams as well as the in-house studio or agency model. We're a Melbourne born and bred business, and the Admation team have been at the forefront of marketing operations for over 20 years. Admation can be an end-to-end or modular solution. So today we're going to take a look at different modules of Admation, all the way from online briefing, task creation, resource management, proofing through to final asset approval and managing the asset lifecycle. Some of our clients are here on the screen. You can see these logos. Some of our clients do use us for the full end-to-end process, and others use us for various parts, and most especially the approval workflow module. Admation specialises in working with clients in highly regulated industries and also in fast-moving retail environments. So let's take a look very quickly at some of our features and modules, and then Wayne's going to take us through a live demo of this in action. So we start with the briefing module, where we can capture all of the required information up front. So these are custom briefs that can be created for you for any purpose. Some of the most common ones that we're creating is a marketing request or a front door brief, campaign, task briefs, digital briefs, anything you could imagine. Briefs can function in a variety of different ways depending on the scenario and your requirements, which may require approval before proceeding. Some briefs may just automatically create a project for work to commence immediately, or they can be triaged by a triage team before being converted to a project. Once we have a project, then we want to have all the key information at our fingertips. Admation makes it available for you to have all of these different types of categorizations, key dates, when is it due, when is it in market, who's going to work on this and be part of our project team? How can we tag this later on so we can search and filter? So perhaps that's by brand or geography. We're going to have all of our different project deliverables itemized for easy visibility with configurable project fields around phase and status, the option of having WIP notes, and also be able to see, importantly, the approval status at a glance at each project. We can then move into our task and resource management module, where managers can see the capacity of their team from a single screen before deciding where to schedule in projects and deadlines. With Admation, you can also set up proxy users for out-of-office periods. Work can easily be assigned and reassigned to individual team members. Assignees can have a dashboard view of what's been assigned to them and when it's due. You can even include information in your tasks such as effort, attachment, and dates. Tasks can be pre-configured to automatically be created upon a type of deliverable. And we can set up reminders and notifications for tasks as well. Approval templates are at the heart of Admation. So with our approval templates, we can help you ensure that your approvals are directed to the required stakeholders at the right time. Approval templates can be single or multi-staged and include built-in deadlines to track SLAs. And Wayne will show us an example of that later. In there, we can include automatic reminders for pending responses, so approvers can be reminded when their response is due. Admation also enables you to be able to send approval requests to external or third-party users without them needing a license or to log into the platform. And we also feature region masking to hide sections from some approvers. Another very popular feature in Admation is our checklist feature. Customized checklists ensure that both submitters and reviewers or approvers complete a series of checks before content can be submitted for approval or approved. This confirms that the approval submission process complies with the checklist, and this usually removes at least one round of versions and shortens the turnaround time. We can create different checklists based on the user's role. So the marketer submitting work will have a different approval template than the compliance team, legal team, or others that may be involved in the approval process. Admation features batch approval tools because we find that more often than not, items that are submitted for approval are usually more than just one. So Admation enables you to submit assets for approval in a single batch, apply markups to a batch of assets all at once, and approvers can batch approve, reject, or conditionally approve instead of one at a time. And there are other batch features there as well to help you do work more quickly and easily. For teams that operate in a triage style model, which is quite often experienced with compliance and legal teams, we have a reserve functionality which enables approvers to reserve approval requests either for themselves or for others on their team. We also enable a delegate option, which enables an approver to delegate an approval request to another user to action instead of themselves. Our suite of markup tools in our full screen approval view is very comprehensive. Our markup tools are available across all mediums, including video. You can @mention other users as you're marking up and commenting. There's built-in version control or numbering. And once you've got 2 or more versions, you're able to view them side by side for version comparison. Admation also offers a built-in integration with Microsoft Word, which enables you to upload Word documents, submit them for approval, track changes, and more on live Word documents right from inside Admation. Sometimes it makes sense to forward an approval request to somebody else for feedback. And perhaps this person may or may not be included in the original approval request, but you'd like to get their feedback before you make your own decision. A very common use case for this is where approval requests may be forwarded to an external third-party legal counsel. In Admation, approval requests can be forwarded to people who are not registered users of Admation, so there's no need to give third-party or external users an account and log into your platform. You simply just need their email address, and a full audit trail is maintained. Once the external person has provided their feedback and markups, the initial approver can then select what of those comments should be included back to the original approval request. And you can simply add those comments to the original asset with the collate option. So no more copying and pasting from one document to another. And you can also edit comments during the collating process to ensure only appropriate remarks or markups are included. And once we've got our final approved asset at the end of the approval process, we're going to finalize our assets and put them into what we call in Admation Add Storage. And this is the home of your final approved assets. Add Storage makes locating files super simple through tagging and filtering. You may also use the option of In Market Now and filter by dates to find, show me all of the assets that are in market now. And this is a great feature for our customers with call center staff. You can quickly share these approved files with approved users and rerun past campaigns with a few clicks. The approval audit trail is where all approval actions are stored for 5 years or longer based on your industry regulations to meet your marketing compliance requirements. And here you can see all of the approval process actions, who was involved, what decision they made. You can export completed checklists and download feedback to make the audit process super simple. So let's go and take a look now at a live demonstration, and Wayne's going to show you an example of all of this live in Admation.
Thank you. Let me just share my screen. Great. Thank you, Margaret. I'm going to just take you through a bit of an end-to-end on those different modules. Just going through how we can brief things in, how teams can look at their resourcing and provide tasks for people to create stuff, as well as all those things around approval, forwarding, delegation, and all those things that Margaret sort of mentioned at that first part. So let's take a look. I'm on the homepage here. Just before I start initiating work, I'll just show you how the homepage is designed to basically give you any information that you need for stuff that requires your attention right now. Recent activity is showing me there's things that need my attention for approvals. If I have submitted things for approvals, that I've got changes requested, when it happened, who by, and these are all shortcuts that will take me straight through to the thing that I need to do, as well as all the recent work that I've been working on. I can see at my fingertips, I can see the approval statuses of them, so I know whether I need to go in and have a look and check if there's been any feedback and things like that, as well as quick access to all the different modules that we showed, which we will click through throughout the demo. But for now, I'm just going to start with needing to create some work or create a brief. And we've got a button for that to start or continue a brief. As you saw on the slide, we've got a number of different types of briefs. I've named them here to say what they are, but many of our customers will have things like task briefs or web briefs or whole project briefs, for example. But just so you can see, there's certain different mechanics that we provide to allow certain things to happen when you create the brief. Do you want the brief to go to somebody else to manage the work? Do you want it automatically create a project so I can do the work? And a few things in between about collaborating and adding briefs to existing projects. I'm going to create a new automatic brief, and we can see that here's an example of a brief. Again, full control over what you see. We can have very short, to the point, few field briefs, or whole full integrated project briefs as you need to as well. You can get automatic information about who you are. We can have predefined fields, have some intelligence in there so you can grow and expand and hide sections depending on the things that you need to do. But to be able to basically outline your requirements through fields like drop downs, access to tags, everything that you'd expect from here as well. I'm going to go to one that I've created earlier, so you don't need to watch me go and create a brief. I've got a incomplete brief section here, so I can go to one and continue on with one that I've already filled out. But here's I've got basically a complete brief. All the way down to I've used the deliverable module here that was saying that I need 3 web banners. For example, I've added in here. You can even go down if you need to, down to what the specs are, any supply deadlines. Again, we have customers that use a full range of these modules to be whether it's just I need a web banner or I'm actually briefing in full specs, completely up to your workflow and process. And now we're ready to create the project. I've filled out this brief. I click a button, a project is created. All the information is in one place. We've got the metadata is set with dates that are all set. We can add more key dates if we wish. We can use templates to automatically add dates as you need to for different types of work. And you can see that all the tags, markets, everything is all set. I can see who can see this screen by looking at the team. At the moment, it's just myself. It's really easy to share or collaborate on work. You can just add them to the team. I can just start typing a name, add them. That sends a notification and gives access to this team to this project as well. Just really quickly looking through the project, I've got a approval summary, which we'll have a look at once we've got some approvals, but it's telling me a bit of a summary of everything that's going on. Documents, this is a great place for briefs, any supporting files, mood files, anything like that that you need. Guidelines can be dragged and dropped into the document section. The brief that we filled out right at the start has automatically been added as a PDF, so we can always refer back to the original requirement at any stage as well. After that, we've got places for project assets. If you are working with a design team and you've got particular fonts or images that they want to use, you can drag and drop or link them from an asset library that the design team can keep track of, as well as being able to add any messages between each other and whip notes, as Margaret said as well. You can just quickly type whip notes in here to keep track of everything that you need to. As you get towards the end, you'll start seeing things like audit trails, so you can see absolutely everything is posted and kept note of when actions happened. What we've also got, because I added them on the brief, is I've got 3 empty buckets for these web banners. In this particular case, I would be asking a design team or an agency to come in and actually read the brief and fill out these forms. Many of our customers don't use the resources module. This would be the point where the marketer would just add the files themselves, drag them into here, and submit them straight for review, which is absolutely fine. But for this demo, I'm just going to show the resources module as well for people that are marketers that are asking other teams to supply the work. If that is the case, you will have a project resources button at the top here. And as you can see, we've already got some tasks have been put in here already, and we can see some dependent tasks. So there's some automation here that is set up at the admin side where whenever you ask for a web banner, 2 tasks are automatically created, one for a copy and one for the banner build, for example. So there's a lot of configuration options here, but for this example, you can see I asked for 3 banners, so I've got tasks for each. They can be consolidated. There's plenty of options there. You can move dates around. You can assign work to people here. This is a space where the project owner can basically keep track of all the working parts of their project if they are asking other users to create and provide the work for them. And again, these can be all automated, or you can create tasks as you need to here as well. If you are using a separate design team, if you've got an in-house design team that are using it to manage their resources, then that's where you've got the resource part here. So if I quickly change persona to say that I was the traffic manager or the manager of a in-house design team, when I log in, I want to have a look at the resources page here. And the resources page is showing me my team. Right, I've got designers like Bree and the designer user and Jerry and Amir, and straight away I can see what everyone's workload is. I can see that the designer users are 38% at the moment, or we can see how much they're utilized and see what's going on. And you've got plenty of options for how you want to see how things are going as well. But you can see that you can, these timelines can have meetings, it can have all the tasks, you can see the statuses of them, everything you need for a manager to see what's going on in their team. And of course, their backlog here as well, where they'll be able to see what their team's working on, as well as unassigned work here. Here is the work that we just put in. These here are the 3 banners that we just asked for, and we can see that there are tasks ready to be assigned. And it can just be a matter of selecting one or more and then choosing to assign that task. It will show you the people that can do that type of work. It's not going to show you photographers if it's for a designer. It's not going to show you videographers if it's for a web design build, for example. And you can just drag and drop to see where to assign work really easily there as well. So it's really simple. The designers and the users themselves have got a task list that they can come to here, and they will have a full task list that they can see and come and do their work at any time there as well. So that's the sort of resource module there as well. Let's just take a look a little bit further on once some actions happened on our project. So right now, if I go back to say I'm a marketer, I can see that I've got something's happened here as well, right? I would be notified by email that when things happen, you will always get emails when something needs your approval as a project manager. If things are overdue, anything like that needs your attention, you get notified of. But you can start to see through icons that there's some things that need to happen. We've got 2 web banners that are currently in review. My approval is requested for them, and I can just jump straight in to have a look at what's happening in this project. We can see I've got some approved copy and some banners that need to be approved here as well. So really, really easy to basically see what's going on. If you're a project manager working in the project, I can literally just click on something that needs my approval. I can see what the status is. And you can take a look when you need to approve those things as well. This is all project view that we're looking at here, where people work in the project. Obviously, all the information that you need is at your fingertips for a project owner. But let's just talk about approving as a slightly separate thing, because we don't want people to think they have to go digging through projects to find the work that they need to review or things that need their attention. Let's just head back to the homepage and just recap. If I'm approving for anything, I might be a marketer who's needs to review some work from a designer. I could be a lawyer that's needing to sign off on stuff from a marketer. Whatever my persona is, if I have something to approve, I will get an email about it. I will see it in my recent activity field. It will pop up here. And I have a whole page just for things that are needing my approval. So here is my approval list. This is everything that I need to approve. If it's on here, it's waiting for me to approve. I can see who sent it to me when. I can see due dates. I can see what version it is. I can basically see what type of work it is as well. I'll talk about filters in a moment, but this will basically, the filters allow you to see everything you've ever done if you want to go back and see other work as well. Clicking on any of these will take you into the work. However, I mentioned the most common way for approvers or anyone that needs to review work to come into it is not to come in checking multiple times a day if there's something for them to review. It's to come from an email notification, much like this. Here's an email notification that's come from a designer for me. They've left me a message. I can see that I've got version 1 of these. If it had an approval deadline for me, I would see it. I'm one click away by hitting review item, and I land on the full screen approval page here. The full screen approval page is where I can see everything that's going on. For many approvers, this is the one page that they use on the platform. This is all they need to do. Everything they need to know and do about approving work is on this page. So one click from an email notification, you are looking at a nice big preview of the work. We can see the information about it from here, as well as all the other reviewers that are in here. There's only one on here, so let's just go to one that I've prepared earlier. Here's another example where you can see a number of approvers. I'm one of the product SMEs. It's been sent to all of us, and I'm the only one who's looked at this at the moment because of this blue eye icon. I can see what's happening. Approval paths can have levels, multiple people in levels. You can have 1 level, 10 levels to make sure that people are approving at the right time. And like Margaret said, we use templates, which I'll show you shortly as well. So this is an approval page that you can see. Let's just take a quick look at the tools that you can use when you approve things. For a start, we can see all the information about who's here. We've got some annotation tools just down the bottom here as well. So really easy just to drag a box around and leave feedback on things there. You can, when you do leave feedback, you've got formatting tools. You can paste in images. You can attach work, things like that. Notice that you can attach files if you need to. And any feedback that you put on parts of the document are shown here, as well as down the right-hand side here as well, which can be replied to, attachments made, edited or deleted up until when you make a decision. You've got a few different tools here as well for highlighters and different shapes and things like that. But the main deal is that you draw a box or you make a mark on there and leave your feedback as you need to. Other users and approvers that come in will be able to reply, collaborate. Replies have notifications as well. You can @tag on people as well. So if I do leave a message, I can @tag for particular users. It will bring up the most relevant users based on the approval path, but I can do it. Anyone in the platform, I'll be able to just go @tag, leave a review, leave a comment, hit save. That will notify them with a email with a button that will bring them to this page where they can reply. So really easy to get quick confirmations, clarifications, questions from colleagues in your team by doing @tags really easily there as well. There are general comments and attachments that you can put at the top as well as these little tools that Margaret mentioned, which I'll just quickly show you. The ability to delegate an approval. So if I was given this and I didn't think it was appropriate for me, I'd like to give this to Margaret or another user instead, I can delegate it, just write their name or search for it and just leave a message that will send them a notification, takes me off the approval and adds that user to them there as well. Reserving is available when you are part of a team that has been asked to approve and when only one of those people need to. Again, I'm going to show you approval templates shortly, but for this example here, you can see that this has been sent to the product marketing team, and this icon just means that it only needs one person in this team to approve for this item to be approved. We don't need all 4 of us in the product marketing team to approve, we just need one. So because we just need one, I can choose to reserve it for myself or others. And that's just a way of communicating to my team who is going to do it and allowing you to filter just for your work as well. You can also filter it for other people as well. If I wanted to reserve this for Sam, I have a message. I can say, hey, giving you this, and hit send. That lets them know and reserves it for them there as well. But really easy if I just want to reserve this for myself. That's a really simple way of doing it from there. Just to show you, if I just head back to the approval page, you'll see there's my reservation here. So it's really easy for people that work in a team that share a list to see who's reserved for what. And then it's really easy for users to say, I just want to see stuff reserved for me and search. And that way individual approvers can just go and do their work first if they need to here really easily. Just heading back into here, I'll just show a couple of other things and then we'll move to another approval where I can show you batch as well. I mentioned here that this is version 2 that we saw. Margaret mentioned in the slides that we can compare work on versions as well. So this is version 2. I've got a compare button at the top left here so I can always see previous versions and what happened. I can see feedbacks here as well. So this is showing me that I was the one who rejected this last time. Right, and on the 21st of Feb, I said that I think this should be green, not red, and now I can see the current version is green, so I can make my decision from there. If we've got multiple versions, you can just cycle through all the different versions to see how items have evolved to get to the current version that you need to. You've got some decisions that you might need to make using the submit decision button. Okay, there's approve and changes are always there. We've got an optional one that we can turn on or off for conditional approval. Essentially, if you're happy with it to proceed, you hit approve. If you've got changes that you want to see a new version, you hit changes. If you've got changes but you're happy for it to move on without you seeing those changes done, but they have to be done, you can use conditional approval as well. It's just to cover all the sort of most likely workflows that people have. Margaret also mentioned a approval checklist. So these can be set up. They are optional, but they are basically a gate that people need to go through in order to approve. If you have a checklist applied to your approval, you must fill it out before you can do an approval decision here. So if we've got a checklist, this is a really easy one. Are we on brand? Have you checked for grammar? Are disclaimers checked? You can say yes, no, NA. You can leave notes and complete a checklist. It's just making sure you can make sure certain due diligence by certain approvers before you hit approve. We support multiple checklists, so you can have different checklists for product SMEs to lawyers if you need to. You can have one checklist that's always for everyone. You can have certain checklists only for certain groups or group types as well. So you can make sure that people see relevant checklists if you wish. And then after that, you can approve or give your conditional approval, add some more comments, and hit submit. And now that's a conditionally approved file that I've got that will show there. I'm just going to show you a couple of other things there as well. So let's just take a look. That's gone off my list here as well. I would like to show you forwarding and batches next. So let's just talk a little bit about batch and forwarding. For example, we'll do a batch first. We can see when things are submitted in a batch. It says there's a batch of 2. That's just simply means that I've had more than one file submitted to me at once. That's what batch approvals means. So a marketer has submitted to me 2 files in a batch in this example. I can see the batch here. I can cycle through them just to see what I'm approving, and I can view the whole batch if I need to. This is really good if you've got 15 banners, all the same content, slightly different sizes and proportions. You can still easily make sure that they're all uploaded for searching, filtering, reporting, and going into the library, but super easy to leave your feedback, select all, batch approve, batch changes on all of them. Really easy. Batch delegate as well. If you do have multiple files and you've got the same feedback on all of them, it's really easy to do batch responses as well. So if I've got some feedback that I've got needs terms and conditions, need T's and C's, for example, I can put that on here. Now, if this was one of 15 banners, all with the same issue, I don't want to have to do that multiple times. So I can just make that comment on one and turn that into a batch response and say which ones it applies to. I can have it apply to multiple files. Now I've got it applied to the batch. It means approvers can just really quickly apply the same feedback to multiple files and allow the submitters to easily see what files they're from and make those changes and all. Just a really good time-saving measure there. Lastly, for the approvals, I'd like to talk about forwarding, which is one of the best features for approvers. And there's plenty of different use cases for this. As Margaret said, if you need to forward to external legal, if you use designers, a common approach is that a designer will first submit work to the marketer to approve, and then the marketer will forward that to their internal stakeholders like product and legal and things like that. And that's a really great way of making sure that the designer only gets feedback from the marketer, not from all the different stakeholders in the business. So if that is the case, you've got a forward button here. And we can forward as a batch as well. So I can just say I'm going to select multiple, and then I'm going to forward them as a batch. We have two different options for forwarding, and they can be turned on or off. They are modular as well. You can forward for approval or feedback. They are very similar. It's mainly just wording, whether you want users to, depending on your industry. Sometimes the word approval is very much protected, so you want to have that's for real definite sign off. But others, you might just want feedback to be more like a thumbs up, thumbs down, just to make sure that you've got some clarification, or if anyone has feedback. Forwarding for approval. This is the same page that anyone uses when they need to submit something for review. And submitting work for review is super easy. You can use a template, and templates are completely managed by our customer admins themselves. And you can see that you can search for them. We've got marketing compliance. Let's just do this one. There's a template that it's added the product marketing team, which are these 4 people. It's also added Margaret as just a CC, which means Margaret does not need to approve it, but she'll be notified and be able to come in and have a look and see what's going on. But it's nothing's going to be held up. Margaret doesn't need to make a decision on it. And only once these guys, once marketing have approved it, will it go up to level 2 to the legal team here as well. So you can see that's really easy for that as well. You can tweak the approvals if you need to. You can use recent as well. So if you've got recent work and you want to do it, you can see what you've sent recently and apply the same template. You can restrict people to only use templates. There's plenty of different options that you can do here as well. Messages, you can easily add a message to people there. You don't have to. The system will create one for you, but it's nice to give a bit of a personalized message, and you can add attachments and things like that as well. A couple of little advanced features that I'll just touch on one of them because it was on one of the slides that Margaret mentioned, was something called region masking. Really powerful tool if you are using external approvers, if you're doing catalog work, things like that. So region masking is just a way of, let's actually go to a different one that looks a bit better than that. So let's go to, actually I won't, I think I will go back to that one that I did. Let's just go back and let's just batch forward them. Select all, batch forward for approval. I'm going to use the template again, send it to these guys for this one. And region masking is just a way of hiding certain areas of the file to certain approvers. Okay, so again, these are the approvers that I've got on here based on the template and the approval workflow. One of these guys might be from a team or an external or somebody that doesn't need to see it. So I can say for Jerry, for example, Jerry shouldn't see the terms and conditions or something down there. And I can just put a big black box around it. That just means when Amir and Isaac come into review, they're going to see the whole thing. But when Jerry comes into review, she's not going to see what's under here. That's what the region masking is designed to do. Really useful for people that, again, sending catalog work out to customers or vendors and things like that as well. Before we can submit, we have a checklist to do. Again, submitters can do checklists as well. So we support both inbound and outbound checklists. This is a approval checklist, which is outbound, which means that it is something that the submitter has to fill out before they can submit it for review. Again, this is a really quick example with exactly one question, really, with a few check marks that you can do, but you can do as many as you need to make sure some basic due diligence has been done before someone can submit it for approval. Have you checked certain things? It's just a really good way of making sure people have done stuff there. And again, different checklists for different people. Many of our customers will say, legal would like to make sure you've done the following 5 things. So there's a legal checklist. Product doesn't matter. So if you only send stuff to product, you won't see the checklist. But as soon as you involve legal, you will. Those are some of the configurations that we can do with our checklists there as well. Then after that, we can just simply forward that for approval. and that's been submitted there as well. Forwarding is a really good way of becoming a bit of a middleman when you need to approve something, say from a designer or from a marketer, but before I give my response, I need to get some feedback from other people. That's what forwarding is all about. And it's really easy to get that feedback collated back as well. So let me just show you that quickly. I'm going to go to my sent items, which is work that I've sent for approval, which is a useful page for designers, marketers, to keep track of everything that they've sent. If I was a marketer, I would come here every day and just straight away see there's some feedback there. There's a big red badge there. That means stuff is needing my attention. This is approved. I want to have a look. I might be able to finish this. This has got some feedback. All the rest are orange. There's no feedback on there yet. I might check on those later. This one is one that I forwarded. And here we can see that I've got a response. So I sent that to product and legal. And currently I've got some feedback back from EMEA at level 1 in the product marketing. Because these are leveled, this is not going to go to legal until I get this approved at level 1, and EMEA has left some feedback with 3 bits of commentary on there, 2 markups and a comment. What I can do is collate that response. So this is where I can have a look at those responses, and I can see that EMEA has asked for the title to be a bit bigger here. Add a call to action at the bottom, and there is some general comment here as well. So this is where it's really easy for me to just say, I can select which feedback I want to go back to the designer in this part. So I've forwarded, as the marketer, I forwarded this on to my product SMEs. The product SMEs have said, you need to do this. I want this feedback to go back. This is a general, so I'm not going to worry about that, but I'm just going to collate those. And then now that goes back and I'm ready to take this back to the designer. So now we can see that what EMEA has said about this in my forwards panel, I can see that it's there here ready for me to add to as well. So I can add some feedback. And now I've got all my feedback. I can now submit my decision and say I've got some changes, and I could put a general comment in and send that back to the designer. So now the designer has got the feedback. So just to summarize that, that little section that I did is that the designer has submitted something for me to review. Before I gave my decision, I forwarded it to the product marketing team and legal team. The EMEA from the product marketing team has left me 3 pieces of feedback, 2 of which I wanted to go back to the designer, 1 of which was just a general comment. So I have collated the 2, which has sent it back with my own back to the designer. And now we can just wait for version 2 to come along from there. So that's kind of the idea on those there as well. Last thing I'll just mention is all of that process just ticks along until everything's approved. The last thing I'll just mention is what happens when things are approved. Okay, so we've got some stuff. Let's just actually go to this one here. When you've got some approved banners here. So once things are approved, you can finalize them. And finalizing allows you to send it up to your ad storage, and then it becomes a finalized asset in the DAM, I suppose, or the ad storage that you can always come to that you need to. So we can just select the ones that we need and finalize those. We can add expiry dates if this is a seasonal or something that shouldn't be used past Christmas, or if there's a licensing restrictions that we need to. We can set any sort of things. I'll do to 2026. And if we want to have a reminder go before that, I can choose a certain amount of days before to send an email notification to our design team or our marketing team, for example. Anyone in that group will get notified that in the end of February in a couple of years. They'll be notified, and then I can finalize those items. And now we go into our ad storage. Right? So our ad storage is our final resting place for all approved files. It's a repository of all approved work. And for many of our users, this is the one page they use. If they need to find work that's been approved, they can just come to ad storage. They can filter and look for work by tags, by asset type, by live date, and they can go through and find it. There's an In Market Now button where you can go and see whatever's in market now, and you can fully go through. And when things are coming up, you can easily, depending on your access, go ahead, view more information, rerun it to create a semi-configured project all ready to go, so you can just rerun it and make updates if you ever need to do that as well. And that's the add storage. And the final thing I'll just mention is the project screen. So the project screen allows users to see everything, all the projects that they've got on. I've got admin access, so I'm seeing everyone's projects. You can set it so people only see the projects they're working on. This is great for marketers to be able to see everything that's going on here really easily as far as status and what's going on. There's a few different views here where you can see things like what's going into market and certain dates, or a more like a Gantt chart view, or just list details view to allow me to see who's working on it, jump straight into approvals and see what's going on there as well. I think that's the end-to-end, Margaret.
Thank you so much for that, Wayne. Now, I know that Wayne has covered an awful lot, and that was really, I guess, a 10,000-foot view of all of the different capabilities of Admation that we spoke about. If there is anything that you have seen in that demonstration from Wayne that you would like to know more about, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us with any of your questions or queries. You can also always visit us at www.simple.io and go and learn a little bit more there, where we've also got a lot of resources, blogs and case studies listed up there on the screen for you. So please don't hesitate to get in touch with us, and we would love to take you through Admation and answer any questions that you have. And thank you so much for watching this video.
Thank you.